Yo. Let's get right into the business end of the day. Right. Um, Probably gonna be a quick fire one since I did only have one solid trade idea right today. Have the internal switch bearish right there. 15 August right there, right? And then you're a little bit bearish. Okay, USD CAD, if I remember well from yesterday, I did say that it would pay to be, this is actually the swing high, it would pay to be a little bit more aggressive than I usually would, right? And I was right, because coming into the morning, right, I was looking at this zone in here. Then we pushed up right during London, or just before the start of London, and then we come down here. We don't get the mitigation, unfortunately, and then we push higher. We come in down here. This is a chalk, so you would have had to wait for a 5-minute entry model in there. You do not get one, so nothing valid in there, even though I did say it would pay to be aggressive, right? But still, this wouldn't have met the minimum requirements. Okay, I guess the risk, and yeah, you see, the risk entry would have just about missed it right there, just about missed the risk entry, not valid on the M5, even though it's tough to say you could have taken this as a whole, like this entire zone. It's tough to say that now in hindsight that it's worked out, plus you wouldn't have gotten the 3.3. In hindsight, it's tough to say like you should have taken that, because the valid one didn't show up, right? Even though I did say you would want to be more aggressive with it, didn't really work out at that point. And if I was still looking at this zone or any other zone within here as it came down, you can see pretty much a meltdown. And as of now, I am waiting for something like a break of this low here, and then maybe a break of this high, because that would be the internal high at that point, and then continuation up. But I still think the aggressive moves up are the better plays overall currently. Right, same with GU, like I said yesterday. Had an IPOS up, probably enough to say this is like a swing pullback, to be honest, because really, how big of a swing pullback do you want to see before you call it a swing pullback? So I would actually just classify this as swing instead of internal, if it wants to be classified as that. Excuse me. Right, and then internal would be here, so internal is bullish at this point, swing is bearish on the 1 hour. The nearest most solid POI would be here, so maybe look for something within this 1 hour POI. And refined on the M50 would be this buy to sell / pivot POI. Right, so for today, really nothing you could have done. It's pretty much just melted down as you get this break of structure and the internal break right there. You get an internal break right there, IPOS, but you couldn't have followed that, because this is the zone I was looking for in terms of pullbacks. We did not get it coming back into here, and then already we have the pullback. So obviously from tomorrow I will still be looking for the bearish place. Maybe if it comes into there and then continue looking for the bearish place like that. And then the best trade idea we had was within here, right? I did not take this even though this is here. It was just the idea, right? Another thing is like, even when like the swing low is weak, right? Because this is the strong swing high because it created a break of structure. Even though fuck, sometimes this doesn't want to click. Even though we had the pullback into a solid 4-hour POI, right? And now we're starting to show signs of continuing to be bearish, right? But we are coming into a swing low, right? It's a valid swing low. You do want to be cautious with aggressive following, more especially when the swing low held, or you had one of those where it breaks out and immediately pulls back in. You tend to want to be a little bit more careful with the zone, looking to like make the quick follow through. Like right here, I was looking for sells within this M15 POI because my outlook was for this to be more bearish, right? But the smart thing to do, even though this was valid to be taken as a risk entry, I didn't take it as a risk entry simply because we've come into the swing low and failed to actually break the swing low. So the best option for me to be a little bit safer was to try and go in with a 5-minute confirmation entry, right? And we did not get a valid 5-minute confirmation entry, which then saves me from taking a loss, right? Because it did end up just pushing straight up. So yeah, sometimes you want to be careful with like zones next to swing lows. Depending on what happens at the swing low, then you want to probably treat it different. Wait for a little bit more confirmation before taking the trade, right? Sometimes it saves you like this. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it saves you. Sometimes you miss out on trades. It's just like that. But this time I'd say, okay, thanks, because it had saved me. And then last we have Euro JPY, which has nicely come into this 4-hour. I believe yesterday we did say maybe we want to see come into here. I can't remember clearly, but at this point, obviously we would want to wait for the swing high to go, for there to be like confirmation of it being bullish again, right? And then maybe following whatever in there, something like that. Because right now the swing is bullish, right? Swing is bullish, but the internal is bearish as of now. So you would be playing pro swing, counter internal trades. They do work out, right? They do work out, but I'm not too sure with the narrative as of now because the 4-hour is kind of bearish. So you do want to be careful with like aggressive buys, right? You do want to have a lot more confirmation with the buys. So for now, I wouldn't be too worried about missing out on potential buys because I do want that little bit more confirmation before I can cry about potentially missed buys. So for now, just we'll wait and see what happens if we'll still get positive bullish plays in the near future. Yeah, that's it, man. Peace.